Kelly Jones here, Russell Realty Group, eXp Realty. I am with Neil Anders, VP of Sales for Trusted Rate. And I just wanted to give everyone a market update, from the lender perspective, because a lot of buyers right now are like, is it the right time to buy? What's going to happen to the market? Are rates going to continue going up? So I brought in the expert here to give us all the goodness. So Neil, let's hear it.
Well, I appreciate that, Kelly. And I do want to share a little bit of current data that actually was just released, and then kind of share with everyone a little bit of, our take on really what that means and what we can expect moving forward. So what I want to share is the Conference Board Leading Economic Index, which is the LEI for short. It decreased by 0.8% in June, which is another decrease, which means, things are looking like they are going to continue to decline. The exact quote that they said, and I'll read that to you, is that amid high inflation and rapidly tightening monetary policy, the Conference Board expects economic growth will continue to cool throughout 2022. A U.S. recession around the end of the year or early next year is now likely. So what does that mean? A lot of people have been hearing about a looming recession, a pending recession. Does that mean that the market's going to crash? The housing market's going to crash? What's happening with rates? I want to share a little bit of data, and this is a very interesting statistic, is that in every single recession we've ever had in the history of our country, the housing market has actually excelled, with one exception, and that was back in 2008, 2009. But that made it really an anomaly, was the fact that that recession was caused because of the housing market and those issues that happened with the ARMs and the type of loans that were being sold. Take away that one recession, and every other time we've dealt with this, the housing market has actually excelled. That is a fact. To take that to couple up with the fact that there is low inventory coming out of COVID, and we do see sales to continue to stay strong. So our outlook is it is remaining a good time to buy, and that the housing market, despite the coming recession and the cooling off of spending in a lot of areas, the housing market will hold strong.
Yeah, and a lot of buyers are like, oh, prices are going to go way down in 2023. And, from a realtor standpoint, it's going to dip a little bit, but how much? We really, really don't know, as well. So it's not a bad time to invest. Real estate is a great investment. I guess that's
I really agree with that. And you're always going to have ebbs and flows. The challenge that we saw, people, even right now, you're hearing complaints from sellers that rode that wave and said, how long? It's going to keep going up, 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 up. You hold on too long, and now it's cooling down. People are going to make that same mistake. It's going to go down, 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 down. And as soon as it cools down and it turns, they're going to miss out on those cheaper buys, extra credits from sellers, and things that people actually are able to do right now. So everyone was really looking for a slight relief. They were looking for a little bit of a dip in prices. Their wishes have come true. That's what's happening now. So I think now's the time to strike.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And are you seeing, more, seller credits, on your end?
We really are. And it's a great strategy. So people are saying, wow, prices have come down a little bit. God, I just wish that rates were down a little bit more. And so an amazing strategy. Talk to you as the agent, and you can help set that up in the contract. But it's worth a shot for a lot of buyers to actually ask the seller to issue a credit to pay discount points to buy the rate down. So if you've cooled down on prices have become a little more attractive versus asking for a little more price reduction and pushing it down more. A better strategy might be, hey, the prices are a little better now. If I could just get that rate to come down, ask the seller if he's willing to cover maybe like 2 discount points, buy your interest rate down, and now you have the home you want at a discounted price and an interest rate that's still extremely affordable.
Yeah, and it's great for first-time home buyers, because a lot of first-time home buyers feel like they've been priced out of the market because of the interest rates increasing. So, in some of those areas where competition isn't as heavy, they might have an opportunity to, get that adjustment.
If you're a first-time home buyer, you've got to reach out to you, Kelly, and look at some options, because all those first-time home buyer programs really were non-existent. All the down payment assistance programs were non-existent, because at a time when prices are moving up that quickly, it was very difficult for these properties to appraise and comp out, because prices were going up so quickly, and appraisers have to sort of look back at previous sales. So a lot of sellers were not going to consider the first-time home buyer and the down payment assistance programs. Now that things have cooled off, looking back, the values actually support a higher price, which means sellers don't have to worry about appraisals not coming in, and they are much more open and willing to consider first-time home buyer and down payment assistance. So if you are that first-time home buyer, you're in a very lucky period of time. Appraisers can go back 6 months. Going back 6 months, values are still high. They're going to support those values, and there won't be as much of an issue. It's a perfect time to take advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. So contacting you and getting that, pre-approval and showing all those options is super, super important. Especially a lot of people don't think they can buy, right? They're like, no way, I can buy. Well, actually, they might be able to, right? So that's also really important if you're a first-time home buyer or just someone wanting to buy a new home, and get out of their current one. So
absolutely.
All right. Anything else you can share with us before we end today?
No, that's it. I appreciate it. Just like we tell all of our clients, you don't know what you don't know. It's never a bad thing to become well-informed, to make a fully informed decision. So just get the education. Rates are changing, but also programs are changing and the market's changing. And some of it might be actually to improve based on where your current situation is. So do the due diligence. Let us help you. Let us run some scenarios. You work for free, I work for free, we all work for free, and providing people information and letting them see if a situation is favorable to them. You won't know unless you try, so reach out to us for sure.
Absolutely. Doesn't hurt to ask, and education is key. So thank you, Neil. Appreciate it. And I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks.